I think we are ready to start. So basically today we will talk about how is tissue engineering and bioprinting thought in the world today. And this is one of the workshops that we have prepared as a team for us. And of course, please take this also as an invitation from us for you to join us in future workshops. This is the name of the project that brings us together today. So basically, Carlos, Carmine, Grisel, Saciton, and Kevin brought a project to present to WUN, the Worldwide Universities Network, a few months back. And we were granted with some funding to basically do this. And the idea of this project is to present to the world the idea of sustainable, affordable, and robust 3D bioprinting solutions to enable the access to advanced therapies, diagnostic systems, and biomedical education for disadvantaged communities around the world. One of the objectives is identify and do the link with communities around the world, not only among the countries subscribed to WUN, but also in general to countries everywhere where public health has already benefited from 3D printing and bioprinting technologies. But also another important thing that we want to do, and here you are huge players, is to facilitate the formation of an international community interested in these themes. So for us, it's very important to prepare a series of workshops to promote the formation of this community. So we are planning 6 workshops. The first one already occurred and was the one that marked the starting point of this huge project that took place a few months back. And then a second project is the one that we are having now. What is the impact that we want to have? Well, we think that what we are doing is going to contribute to link us around the world. Definitely, we are talking about general audience, but also companies and international societies. And we think that this interaction will also have an effect in providing means for the continuation of these efforts. So we think that we will be able to find funding to continue working in this idea of democratizing 3D printing, bioprinting, and tissue engineering, and how we teach this and how we do research along these lines and how we translate using 3D printing, bioprinting, and tissue engineering.
Hi, guys. Can you all hear me clearly?
Very clearly.
Okay. Hola. Nice to meet you guys. Let me show you. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I'm a faculty member of the chemical engineering at the Mahidol University. I got a PhD from Johns Hopkins University, and right now I'm a founder of the MIO. It's a research joint unit of the advanced microfabrication and biomaterial with core technology on the micro nano fabrication, tissue organoid, and the live cell imaging. So as I was tasked to do the more like a review about the current scenario in Thailand about the bio 3D printing. So I'm just trying to summarize in a short presentation. So we have some kind of co-working space and the core facility. If you're starting to look on the right image, on the right side, we have the 2 main 3D bioprinting. First one from the Envision Tech. This one is belong to the Medical Innovation Center or mine in the medical school. The second one is in the Faculty of Science in the National Laboratory Animal Center. If we are not talking about the 3D bioprinting, we have a wide variety of the 3D printing distributed throughout the campus. Okay, for the student, they can use it for free. The left side is the example of the poster that we just have it recently. We have the 3D printing introduction workshop that open regularly, like almost every month, both for student and for the business partnership. The current scenario right now, in the research wise, we already applied the bio 3D printing already. We have the research, the team that working on it. However, it's not fully available for everyone regarding the bioprinting. Right now, we are the inter and multidisciplinary. Basically, we have the the medical student working alongside with the engineering student already that working on the 3D printing, making the bio 3D printing for ourselves. But this one is more like a research why. For the actual research or using with the use the product with the animal or use the product with the human, we still use the commercially available instrument, like what I have shown before. For the social wise, we opening training workshop for outside regularly, as I told you earlier. And I think right now, many of the business is using the concept of 3D printing very easily. It's very easy accessible, and we have the co-working space for them. So I think this is the entire scenario of the 3D printing and the bio printing in the Mahidol University.
So we go with Grisel and then Carmine. Okay, excellent.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming, and we are very happy to share this workshop and to share some of our experiences as part of this effort of the WUN initiative. So we belong to the Department of Mechatronics. The biomedical engineering program is the program in which we teach, Mario and myself, and is also the program that is hosting the tissue engineering and bioprinting course. We are going to focus more on explaining the case of this particular course, which is the development of medical solutions using tissue engineering and bioprinting. This is the course anatomy, the 5-week course. We designed it this way. So we have several things happening during these 5 weeks. We have topics that are taught in the classroom. Then the students are presented with a challenge, with a problem that they have to solve, but they have several activities that are giving them some scaffolding to more smoothly pass through this challenge. And then during the fifth week, they have the opportunity to present their results and interact with experts and to defend their project. So also, very importantly, backstage in the lab, they are having a practical training, a structured practical training, and also developing their own experiments related to the challenge that they have to, that they are presented with. So this is the team of instructors. So in terms of infrastructure, this was the lab in 2021. So we had nothing at all. It was completely empty. We didn't have even a space to put equipment in. So Mario made a very good job in getting this space and to get some of the equipment. It is not a luxury laboratory, but it's good enough for our students to put hands-on and make their practical projects. Well, as I mentioned before, we have this challenge-based learning, which is open. General context of the challenge is that they have to produce a 3D culture model to test something. The students are provided with a kit with that includes the cancer asteroids, and then they can use this cellular or in vitro model to question that model with anything that they like. We have limited resources, but enough resources to also provide wildcards, not only cancer asteroids, to finish some of the other pictures with our motivated students.
And now it comes Carmine. Carmine is going to share with us what he and his team is doing in Australia. And Carmine, the floor is all yours.
Buenas tardes, chicos, a todos. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carmine, and thank you again for the opportunity to share with you guys about teaching and learning at the University of Technology, Sydney, where I'm based. So the teaching and learning activities, or TNL, are focused on practice-oriented education, on solving problems, making sure that also the students are able to place themselves in a global workspace, workplace that is beyond Sydney, Australia, and globally, and also focus on a research-inspired integrated learning. So in terms of the facility, we have very new, I would say less than 2 years old facilities that have been established to support biofabrication. The advanced biofabrication facility is the one that I look after. It is strategically placed in a physical containment level 2 lab space, based on the fact that we can work with GMOs as well as patient-derived cells and so on, and that enables to provide to develop research around bioinks development, hydrogels, extrusion, bioprinting, DLP, organoids, and patient-derived iPSCs as well. But as I mentioned to you, we also have access to other facilities. For instance, the implant testing facility, a very well-established microfluidics laboratory by one of my colleagues, as well as single-cell genomics facility. Now, our team, my team is based within the Faculty of Engineering and IT. And in our space, what we do, we offer, besides the regular PhDs and other opportunities, also opportunities for in teaching and learning. So primarily, these are identified as two types. We provide opportunities for students to focus on a research-based project, which is called capstone projects. So this is similar to a master thesis, and it's 6 months long, where students are asked to develop their own project and then come up with solutions and develop the project in the laboratory. Another alternative is the optic internship. So the students are working in an incubator outside the central premises and with the support of both the supervisors as well as other experts to develop a bioengineer or engineer product so they can be delivered within 3 months. I'd like to stop, and I'm happy to take any questions from you guys.
Excellent, Carmine. Fantastic presentation. So we have heard 3 different strategies, 3 different approaches to teach 3D printing and bioprinting around the world. And probably now it's a good time to open the discussion and to probably ask some motivating questions to start the debate and the sharing of comments and thoughts.
What is your definition of the democratize of the bio 3D printing?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. So today we can buy printers and bioprinters, right? And certainly they are becoming cheaper as a device. But still, a good bioprinter can cost $40,000, right? Even if you put the money as an institution to buy it, we still need to work a lot in involving more people in using this equipment. The challenges that we have in public health are huge for the future, right? And we just survived a pandemic that was dimensions that we couldn't imagine 5 years ago. So we will face in the future even larger challenges. And one question is, are we prepared for these challenges? Are we really involving the number of people that we need really to face these problems of the future? So in this context, for me, democratizing 3D printing and bioprinting is not only making these technologies cheaper, but also involve more people in the training and the use of these tools. How can we make this possible from our universities?
I think there's 2 things to answer your question. I think there's a 2 ends of the problem right now. The first one is the user end. So if you're trying to have more training, user can use more of the equipment. User know how to use 3D bioprinting. It is possible to when we have more demand, right? We have more people to build the bioprinting and sell it. I think it's possible to make it cheaper. Another way is that the company itself trying to make the equipment cheaper, but then they need to make sure that in the business wise they have to have the profits, right? They have to know that when they make it cheaper and someone has to buy it perfectly. So I think to be able to take care of the user end and the producer end together, I think the government is the one that either have to see the importance of this idea that we have right now first.
Excellent. And from Saciturn, Carmine and Grisel, I, I can see that all of them have mentioned in different ways that the most important element to really democratize access to these state-of-the-art technologies is not the technology per se, but the people. I mean, sharing the knowledge and training more people is going to make easier to reach more and more people with these technologies. Just to finish, I would like to extend the invitation to participate to probably one or two of our students, just to see what they think, uh, what this discussion triggers in your minds. Let's open the floor and see if you have opinions that you want to express. Luis,
I have
please.
just a question. During like fifth semester, I have to take like another class, but for another group, like biotechnology. That is like a thing that you have to do. It's like the class of tissue engineering also like open up to other type of degrees, like other than civic engineering or type of classes, because that could be like a strategy to open up like this kind of discussions.
Wow, that's a wonderful suggestion. So the answer is no. Unfortunately, this course has not been opened yet to other majors. And that is a fantastic idea. I just don't know why we haven't done that, right? I mean,
Democratization.
it goes along the lines of democratization like perfectly. That's a beautiful suggestion.